Alright, welcome back students. This is lesson 5-3, solving inequalities using addition or subtraction. The great part about this lesson is it looks a lot like what we did in lesson 5-2 with the equations. Now inequalities use the symbols greater than or less than, greater than or equal to, and less than and equal to. If you're ready to get started, let's go to the board.
Topic 5-3.
Alright students, now that we're at the board, let's look at inequalities and how to solve them using addition and subtraction. So first I want to take quick note to these icons up here in the upper left corner. That's going to be very important for us as we go through this lesson. We have greater than or less than symbols, we have greater than or equal to, and we have the less than or equal to signs. So a good way to figure this out is which one is which, is to hold your hands up and make an L shape with your finger and your thumb. If you look at the left hand, that starts with L. If you tilt it to the right a little bit, you'll see that it looks just like the less than symbol. So L for left, L for less than. Now, let's look at the inequality itself. We have x plus 3 is greater than 5. Now we're going to solve this just like an equation, and it's only one step, so it should be pretty simple. Since we have a plus 3, we're going to minus 3. By doing this, we get rid of that 3, because 3 minus 3 is 0, and what we're left with is x is greater than 2. That's pretty simple, right? Now, this is different than equations, because equations will give you one answer. But with inequalities, there are many answers to this. So, the next thing we have to do is we're going to graph it on a number line. That's where we go back up to those icons in the upper left corner. Since this is greater than, you'll see it says up in the upper left, greater than or less than equals an open circle. Greater than and equal to or less than and equal to give you a closed circle. So when we do this on the number line, we have to use the appropriate symbol and then draw an arrow towards all the correct answers for this inequality. Since this is x is greater than 2, we're going to put an open circle at 2. Then we're going to draw an arrow to all the answers that fulfill this inequality. So if you think about this, numbers that are greater than 2 would be 3, 4, 5, 20, 500, 10 million. All those numbers are greater than 2. So we're going to draw an arrow from that circle going to the right. So all those numbers would be satisfying this inequality. They're all greater than 2. We will use an open circle because 2 is not greater than 2, but we have to start somewhere with our line. So it goes all around 2 but not 2 and moves forward to infinity. Alright, let's look at another example. This one is x minus 6 less than or equal to negative 8. So again, just like equations, we're going to add 6 to both sides. Negative 6 plus 6 gives us 0. So we're left with x less than or equal to negative 2. Now when we go to graph this, you see now we have a less than and equal to sign. So using that sign, we have to put the closed dot because it could be equal to negative 2. So we'll go to our number line, and at negative 2 we're going to put a closed in circle. Now we have to draw the arrow going towards the numbers that are going to be satisfying the inequality. So think about numbers that would be less than or equal to negative 2. So in this scenario, different than in the first question, negative 2 does qualify because negative 2 is equal to x. And then all the numbers that are less than negative 2 also are included in this. So numbers less than negative 2 would be negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 50, negative 6,000. All those numbers will be qualifying for this. So we take an arrow and we're going to draw it to the left where all those numbers are. Let's try the next example. We've got a word problem this time. Kyoko has completed 26 hours of community service. Her goal is to complete at least 90 hours this semester. Write and solve an inequality to show how many more hours H Kyoko needs to complete and meet her goal. Use the number line to graph the solutions. Okay, so first we have to write our inequality. So the total number of hours is 90. And she has to have at least 90. At least means that much or more. So that to me sounds like greater than or equal to. Because she can have more than 90, that would be perfectly fine, but she can't have less than 90. So greater than or equal to 90 hours. She already completed 26 hours. And then she has H more hours to go. So here's what we have to do. We're going to subtract 26 from both sides. And then H is greater than or equal to 64. Alright, so on this number line, now we have to graph this. And what symbol are we going to use? Over here we have greater than or equal to is going to be a closed-in circle. So we go to 64 on the graph, and we do our filled-in circle. And then we go to all the numbers that are greater than 64. So 65, 70, 75, all those numbers are greater, so we're going to draw an arrow going this direction to the right. We're done. Look at the next question. We have another basic inequality. X minus 4 is greater than or equal to 12. So again, we're going to solve by this time doing addition, just like we would have with the equations. Negative 4 plus 4 gives us 0. We have X greater than or equal to 16. And since this again has the equal sign on the bottom, we're going to use that closed in dot. So we go to 16 and we fill it in with a closed dot. And then where are the numbers that are going to be greater than 16? 17, 18, 19, all that. So we go to the right where all the positive numbers are. And we've got our answer once again. Alright, we have one more example. Let's give it a shot. Alright, solve 10 plus x is greater than or equal to 14. Alright, so first things first, we're going to subtract 10 from both sides. 10 minus 10 is 0, leaving us with x greater than or equal to 4. So that's half the answer. Now again, greater than or equal to has a filled-in dot, so we go to 4 on the graph. Put our filled-in dot, and then all the numbers that are greater than or equal to 4 go towards the right. And there it is, guys. Pretty simple.
All right, students, now you know how to add and subtract inequalities. Hope this was helpful. If it was, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and then leave some comments down below so I can help you out with future videos, or if there's anything else you have any questions about. So until next time, see you later.